Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Good Vibes podcast by SLANG. I am your host, Shawnta Lang, aka SLANG. And guys, you do not want to miss this episode today. Do I have a treat for you? Come on. And we back, guys. So again, thank you so much for joining us today on the Good Vibes podcast. As your host, Shawnta Lang, I'm back, SLANG in the building. I have some amazing guests here today. And guys, our topic for today's podcast is health and beauty. Y'all should be like, Those go together. Those two things go together, health and beauty. I always would wonder, like, when I would go through your big box retail stores and you're looking for that department and it's always put together, health and beauty. So it's definitely fitting that those two go together. And I am going to start, like I always do on the show, giving our weekly affirmation. This is something for you to ponder on during the week, an affirmation for you to say. That's going to help you get in a positive mindset. That's going to help you start your week off right. And with our topic today of health and beauty, I thought these affirmations were fitting. So let's get started. My first affirmation is beauty shines from within.
And does.
Yes, it does. It does. Okay. And my second one is I radiate confidence and beauty.
Love it.
Yes.
Confidence and beauty.
It
ties together.
Yes.
And the next one is I am a natural beauty.
As you are.
Oh my God. Thank you. Okay.
That.
Thank you. So we're going to get started. Let me introduce our amazing guests that we have today. And as always, guys, I'm going to take a second to read their bios because I want to make sure that I highlight and celebrate every entrepreneur that comes on this show. They are amazing. They're out there putting themselves out there each and every day to provide a service that is definitely needed. So we'll start first with our first guest, Xander Harden?
Yes.
We have Mr. Xander Harden, and here's his bio. Stop laughing. Xander's already smiling. Okay. Xander was born and raised in California. He moved here in 2020. He does not have any kids. He is in the social media space. He learned how to make money by using the best camera on the market, which is an Android. I will second that.
They have
Android, team Android right here.
Yes.
Team Android.
I'm not
Sorry,
team
I got an
Android,
iPhone.
but I have an iPhone,
but I
So I'm if y'all don't have an Android, y'all gotta move.
Let me move right on out.
Right.
Because I got
I
two.
need my Android users
Same
over.
here.
I need my Android users on camera. Okay. So he does, and he does an amazing job with that. So he's God-fearing, he's spiritual, he enjoys growing and learning how to better himself as a man each day. He wanted me to highlight that he is 6'5".
Wow.
A little bit, yeah.
He's 6'5". He is 6'5", very tall, and he wears a size 17 shoe.
Yeah, just a flex. A little bit of a flex.
My goodness. I don't even know. We'll talk about that. Where you get a 17 shoe from, okay? He's single, and he is a huge fan of anime and fiction.
Okay.
Star Wars franchise is his favorite. He's a cat dad, a foodie, and he loves kids. He's working on several professional projects with many people around Dallas, and he is just doing amazing things. One of the things that I love about him, and his handle is X Captured That. Mm-hmm. He captures your beauty from his photography and his content and his recording. X captures that. So that's where we're going to find him. Okay. That's my first guess. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And I forgot to tell you, he has a very deep voice. He sounds like Barry White. So that is Xander.
Can you say "You'll never find"?
You'll never find.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, all right. I love that.
But I don't sing though. I don't sing.
Okay. All right. So we will highlight our next guest that we have on the show is Miss Cherie Roberts.
Hey,
Welcome to the show.
Hey, Cherie.
Cherie is a proud Dallas native, a loving mother of 2 teenagers, and a woman dedicated to making life better for her children while inspiring others to see life through more positive lens. Though she has always embraced the skin she's in, and appreciate the beauty God gave her, Cherie faced challenges with acne throughout high school and her adulthood. These personal struggles ultimately sparked the creation of Unearthed Skincare, a natural, inclusive skincare line designed for everyone, including both men and women. Through her brand, Cherie is not only helping others care for their skin, but also encouraging self-love and confidence each and every day through every stage of life.
Okay, that bio.
Right. I'm sorry. That sounds like a magazine bio.
Yeah,
Okay, it's light work. It's manifestation here.
Yes,
Okay.
Manifest.
Okay.
I love that. Welcome to the show.
And you're
man.
glowing.
Right.
Thank you.
Really
Skin
are.
is skinning, and I love it. And she brought her products. We
I
are going
did.
to
It's
talk
the
about those
products. Love it.
products. All right. So we'll get to our next guest. Here we go. We are now talking with Cachet Masters, is a professional chef and wellness culinary specialist, blending over a decade of culinary expertise with a deep passion for holistic health. After years of thriving in a high-paced food industry, she transitioned into wellness space to create a more meaningful, nourishing approach to eating. As the founder of Masterful Events, Cachet curates chef-led wellness experience, fresh juice products, and educational tools that help busy professionals and health-conscious individuals fuel their lives with intention and flavor. I love that.
Love it.
Her work is rooted in purpose, personal healing, and belief that wellness should taste just as good as it feels. Follow her on her personal journey, Masterful Events. I love that.
All right.
How much of that was ChatGPT? Be honest, because I was.
All of it. Had to. Listen, that's life. What do I look
That's
like
my
right
best
now?
friend.
I wrote all of it.
That's fine. I wrote mine too. However,
I'm at a point now where I have so much stuff going on. I need to work smart, not hard.
Come
so
on, right.
thank you for my personal assistant. Thanks for calling me out.
No, that is the generation. Like that's where we are right now. So Chat GPT is like winning. Anything AI is.
AI.
That's where we at. That's where we are. Right.
That's my everything.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
AI is here to
It's
stay.
okay.
AI is what's going to
not
make
going
everyone's
anywhere.
life convenient for the future. And
For sure.
We do have a techie in the building too. I have to call him out. Okay. Then we are getting to our next guest. This bio here. And these are so small, y'all. I should have some glasses. All right. Our next guest is Stephanie Paul. She is widely known as Lady Steph, is a powerhouse founder behind Just Like Pearls Beauty and MLS Enterprise Texas LLC, where she blends elegance with empowerment to help women look good, feel confident, and build legacies that last. A devoted mother of 5 and serial entrepreneur, Lady Steph plans to stand as bold voices for single mothers,
yes.
creative and rising, CEOs navigating their path to greatness.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that.
Listen.
Chat hit me with that.
Yeah.
I should have used shot. Smoother.
And so when you say mother of five, you said mother of five, looking
Mother of five.
amazing.
Right.
Five
Where?
So everybody's like five where?
Yeah.
Five where?
But y'all know how we do that.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
of course.
We don't crack, but we
don't-
crack sometimes.
Yes, absolutely.
But yes, ma'am.
So welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for
Thank you for
I
having
knew
me.
this was going to be a show that was going to be full of synergy, energy. You guys have never met each other, but when I thought about this lineup of health and beauty, I couldn't think of a better group that I wanted to be here. Because really, for me, beauty starts from within.
Of course.
It starts with what we eat, chef.
Mhm.
Starts with what we eat, what we drink. It starts with our mental health, how we think, and how we are able to have self-care time for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that reflects in our skincare. It reflects how our skin radiates. You can tell everything about a person by looking at Miss Cherie and how her skin is radiating right now, and how
Yes.
everyone
Glowing.
said
literally
Beautiful.
glowing.
No, thanks. It means a lot, but thank you.
Glowing. And then with Stephanie bringing in the cosmetic piece where we do a little enhancements. You don't have to go over the top to
Exactly.
be beautiful. And she's here to showcase that.
Mm-hmm.
A little lip gloss can go a long way, ladies.
Yes,
Exactly.
definitely.
Yes.
Mhm.
To making you feel confident in the person and the skin that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start now with a few questions. And my first question is I'm going to go around the room and I want to give everybody a chance to really talk about your business and exactly what you do and how you got started. So we'll start with you first, Stephanie. If you can tell us about your business,
Okay.
tell us the name of it and how you got started. And I'm very interested in knowing the why behind why you started your business.
Well, my business name is Just Like Pearls Beauty. I actually started in 2021, and I kind of pushed it back due to some complications. Divorce came along, homelessness came along, and then 2022, my grandmother, the matriarch of the brand, she passed. So that just spiraled me deep down into depression. Fast forward on to this year, or the end of last year, 2024, that's when I picked it back up. I just trust God. I believed in God. I asked him, what's my next move? And it was to pick this back up. And as for me being a single mother, it has a special movement in my heart because, us mothers, we forget about ourselves.
Yeah.
So even just putting on a little lip gloss can make us feel confident, make us feel loved, make us feel anything but what we were feeling before. So that's my goal, is to really just help others feel that same way.
I love the aspect of targeting, really talking about single moms.
Mm-hmm.
So many of us single moms wake up every day and we're doing the best
Yes.
that we can
Yes.
to make it happen for our children. And a lot of the times what I've found is we forget about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We're so busy
Yes.
as mothers taking care of our kids, making sure that they're taken care of and they have everything that they need.
Mm-hmm.
We forget about ourselves. But one of the things we always have to look at is you having time for self-care and taking care of yourself
Exactly.
brings the best mom out for your
Mhm.
kids.
Mm-hmm.
And no one tells us that.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like as single moms that we have to go and put everything into everyone.
Yes.
But
What about ourselves?
what about you?
Mm-hmm.
Who's fueling you?
Mhm.
Who's filling your tank? And that's where that self-care comes in.
Mhm.
And that's where that feeling good about yourself comes in. Putting on
Exactly.
a little lip gloss and going out to the world and smiling and saying, hey, I'm here.
That's
I'm
it.
making it.
Mhm.
God has blessed me. God is in me. And God is helping move through me.
Yes. I
Definitely.
love it. I love it.
Awesome. Love that. Now, before we move on, you were featured on Channel 8 News?
Channel 8, Good Morning, Texas.
All right.
All right.
Congratulations. Look, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so
yes.
tell us about that. Tell us how did they go. Were you nervous?
Very nervous. Anytime I'm speaking, I'm nervous. But it kind of went. So I was actually featured in Voyage Dallas. It's a magazine that caters to Dallas entrepreneurs. And a young lady hit my inbox. I seen your message, your setup in the magazine. I want you to be on this show. And it was overcoming hurdles. And basically that's what we do. We overcome all hurdles that we can through anything. So it was nerve-wracking, but I accomplished it.
You did it. You did that. And you're changing lives.
Mm-hmm.
And you're impacting women that are out here every day trying to do their best and overcome those hurdles and obstacles. And we do. We do it. We do it through God's grace and mercy.
Definitely.
Yes.
All right. So next, Miss Cachet. Hi. Look, Chef. Look, Chef.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Tell us a little bit about your journey of becoming a chef and why you decided to go that route. You know, a lot of us are scared. We're scared of the kitchen. We're scared to get in the kitchen. So motivate us.
Long story short, I grew up in the kitchen cooking. That was something that I saw my grandmother doing, my aunt, my dad. Both my parents cooked avidly. So I was always around food. My father actually raised me, and he exposed me and my brother to a lot of ethnic food at a very young age. So we're 7, 8, 9, 10 years old eating French food, Italian food, Thai food, Indian food, Salvadorian food, and the list goes on. So that in itself was a blessing. With him being a single father, raising 2 kids in the 90s and 2000s, that's just not even really heard of. As a Black man. But he was the one who actually kind of just put it in my ear like, hey, why don't you go to culinary school? Because, you're always cooking, you're always creating things. And I was one of those super creative teenagers. I had like a good fashion sense. I cooked a lot. And I was just like, well, I don't know what I wanted to do. So I said, okay. And I enrolled in culinary school. I started my journey at 19 years old, and I am now 33. I've spent the last 14 years in and out different hotels, restaurants, being an independent contractor, working all over the city, UCLA, USC, Sony, Fox, all the big, what are they called? Broadcasting station. I don't know. But
big media.
Like all of the media.
Awesome.
I worked at pretty much every media company. And I just built my career up from there. Now I got tired because I'm like, I'm giving all my time, all of my energy into this career, and I never had time for myself. Like a normal day for me was working 16 hours.
Oh my gosh.
So, before I had children, that was my life, working 2-3 jobs. And when I became a mother, I had to take a step back, but I didn't necessarily want to leave the culinary industry. So I moved from the kitchen to the hospitality side. So I became a host. And from there, I'm just like, you know what? I want to continue this food journey, but I need to do it on my own terms. Mm-hmm. So I became an independent contractor full time, and moved from California to Texas in 2023. And I actually started Masterful Events 2 months after I moved here to Dallas. So that has been a journey. I booked my first event a week before we even moved out here. So that was a lot of motivation for me. Right. And it was really hard because, as a mother, I just had my baby. My baby was 4 months when we moved here. And I had a 6-year-old at the time. So trying to build a business, going through postpartum depression, and having postpartum depression for the last 2 years, it kind of sparked something in me where I wanted to transition my career as a chef in a different light. So I started looking at the health and wellness industry, and I wanted to be a health and wellness coach. Started school for that, did not finish it because homelessness got in the way and, all kind of things. So now Masterful Events has definitely taken a turn. I am wellness driven. I really do believe that all of the things that we're experiencing is tied to food. Mental health, physical health, all of these different things that people are experiencing is all tied to food. And I want to be one of those people who gets to help change people's perspective on how they consume in general. So, yeah, I mean.
What a journey, man.
It's been a journey.
What a journey.
And look where you at now. Beautiful.
You're looking beautiful, doing great.
You.
And I will tell you, I got to experience a little bit of Chef Cachet's food at an event that I went to, and it was delicious. Okay, when I say she can cook, she really can. It was delicious. And not only that, you have created some healthy drinks.
Yes.
You want to talk about those drinks?
Sure. So I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of my physicality. I'm 5'2", and my normal weight is 120 pounds. When I moved to Texas, I gained 23 pounds, which for me, I was overweight. And I started to feel bad, like I couldn't do certain things. And I'm just like, this is not it. So I started juicing. And it's actually not up here, but the very first juice I made was a watermelon blend. And it was just watermelon and pineapple. So at the beginning of this year, I started a fast just naturally. And that was the only juice that I drank along with spring water and like just hot tea. And in 13 days, I lost 10 pounds. So that watermelon blend kind of motivated me like, I could really do something with this. So I created the next one was my green drink. This was not the same recipe, and my watermelon one was not the same recipe. So I tweaked it. God gave me a new recipe, and I in total have 5 juices, but I only have 3 here today.
Wow. Well, and we're going to sample those juices a little later in the show. I've already tried one, the strawberry lemonade, and it is delicious, very fulfilling, very refreshing. And it doesn't have that heavy sugary taste to it. It's very lightweight.
Yes.
So you feel
it's made with organic beet sugar.
Very natural.
Yes.
Okay.
We love it.
Organic beet sugar. Delicious. Get you some beet sugar. Okay.
Yes.
It's healthier than regular sugar. Okay. I love it. Thank you for your journey. Thank you for we're going to dive back into a few things, and we will come back to sample those good products. All right. So Miss Glowing Skin. Look, the glow up. Miss Cherie. All right. So tell us about Unearthed Skincare and why you decided to start it and a little bit about your journey.
Okay, so in my bio, of course, it did say that I struggle with acne. So in high school, my face actually did look like a peanut patty. You can go on my Instagram right now and it's the first picture you see.
Wow.
But then with that, it ties to gut health and and so I started, it was COVID, right? I'm working from home. What am I to do? I had 2 kids working my nerves. But at the same time, we as mothers, we continue to worry, we want a little pick me up. We are our worst critics. So therefore, I wanted to formulate something that would help me first. And not saying that if it works on me, it works on you, because everyone's skin is different, but that's how I formulated some of my products, basically with the issues that I had with my skin. A lot of research, of course, came into play. A lot of changing my diet came into play, because that's actually where it starts. Along the lines of also, stressing, right? Because we do that a lot. We stress as mothers with kids. We stress a lot. So a lot of things happen to, break you out. And there was a lot of causes for my acne. Most of it was hormonal, but majority of it I could control in some kind of way with taking vitamins, things that we don't talk about, right? We take our multivitamins, our prebiotics, our probiotics. Like no one talks about that. It's talked about more now, but then it wasn't. So anyways, that's my skin problem turned into Unearthed Skincare. And it is natural, of course. You see my turmeric that I have here today. It's a luminous. We call it the Lumi Wash. because it is made with turmeric and it has hints of like tea tree oil in it. And I make a batch with like eucalyptus in it as well. So it makes you feel refreshing. That is, turmeric is one of the most liked ingredients that individuals like when you hear it on TikTok and on Instagram. But it's not the same turmeric that's in your kitchen. That's the difference.
Okay.
So it was very so much different. So I started with that, curated my line, started with just myself and my skin, and then worked my way to others like with acne or with oily skin. So I have more than what's here. This is just a fresh start of a step 1, 2, and 3. I love skin, and I thank you guys.
And we love your skin.
Listen, it took a long time. It took a very long time. So this is not Amazon Prime, and it didn't happen overnight. But it took a very long time for me to, one, formulate, make sure that my products actually work, right? Because they're natural, I have to, of course, order my ingredients. I can't just go to Walmart and pick those up. And then, the green it's just a vibe. It's just a vibe. Yeah, it's
earthy.
Yeah, it is very earthy. It is very calming. It's very wealthy. That's where we want to be.
Yes.
So, and that's my why behind it. It was my skin, what I wanted for myself to make myself feel good, and then to help others in the process, which is how I also became a licensed esthetician.
Oh, yes. Love it. Now, what's the drops right there? I'm looking at
This
is the last. Like, what are all the products?
Okay,
like,
so
go through the whole line.
Okay, let's talk about
how
it.
we step.
So you have a cleanser, right?
Okay.
If you pre-cleanse or if you double cleanse, that'll be an oil. But we have our cleanser. So this is our luminous cleanser. It actually comes in 2 sizes. So this is the normal size. You can't really see the label because I changed the labels to make it look a little bit more sleek, but and then it comes in the travel size. So this is kind of what it looks like. So it's just a luminous. It is foaming, very gentle, light. A little goes a long way with every one of my products. So that's not like you have to put a whole quarter size in your hand. A little bit goes a long way. And then the infamous calming toner, which individuals in here have already tested.
I have that, and I will attest. It's amazing. I sprayed it on my skin. It was calming. I felt refreshed, awake.
Definitely.
One of those things. Spray it on the morning.
Yep. Balances your pH in your face, not your body. Also has green tea. So it gives you that refreshing. And then, of course, vitamin C, because vitamin C is good for dark marks and spots, along with anti-aging. So that is the moisturizer that I have here. Even with the moisturizer, it's in such a small bottle, but it goes a long way.
Just stick your fingernail in there.
Just put your little, and that's it. That's all you need. And you put a couple of dots and then you go. And then what's not here today are other products on my line. I do have sunscreen as well, because as a person of color, we do need it. We do. Yeah. And I'm speaking, we do need sunscreen. Please do not think that you don't need it. We all do. So that's not here today as well. And then, of course, the other cleansers and toners that I do provide based on your skin type.
Gotcha. I love it.
Yeah. So that's my why, and that's my here we are and why I'm here. Thank you.
Love it.
Love it. Love it. All right. Now we're to Xander. Xander, tell us about X Captured That, because you have an amazing way of capturing beauty through your photography and your content and your videos, and I can attest to that. So,
well, thank you. First and foremost, thank you for having me. Second, please, for all of the mothers that are here, I definitely thank you guys for your journeys, and you all's stories. Ultimately, it's like I come from a mom, so it's like, it's like I do get like understanding that ultimately. But X Captured That, name is Xander, so X, and I wanted something that I could. When you listen to like music and it's like Mike Will made it or Maybach music, and you think of things like that, I want to be able to use a name that I could pair with other people's stuff. So it's like X Captured That, Good Vibes by SLANG. So it's like, you notice how you can put that X Captured That, Masterful Events You know,
It flows out the tongue.
It's one of those.
Capture that on Earth.
Right.
Was it
Capture that on Earth.
On Earth.
Oh, on Earth. Okay.
Collab coming soon. But
Right.
it really comes down to creating I collect memories, you know, and it goes into that whole fictional space. I collect moments that you'll forget about. You'll be doing partying, you'll be in a moment, you'll be in a conference, and you'll forget just how great that moment was over time. But what I do is create a moment that's going to outlive you ultimately. And I feel that living in the moment is dope, and I appreciate that. But the closest thing that we can have to time traveling is being able to see our former selves in our present self. And that is a lesson to those that are looking at history. This is history. We are setting it in the present time for you all's children to see. It's like, my mom was on the podcast when I was, you know, and seeing how cool that is. I wanted people to understand that you don't need a giant camera. You don't need a Sony A7. Granted, all of this stuff is great. Don't get me wrong. But what people are asking for right now is the quality. And with working for Samsung, that literally, I was forced to be a salesperson, and I was forced to really test the capabilities of my phone versus an iPhone. You know, I have an S23 Ultra that's still outpacing what's best and current in all of the Apple series and all of the Google series, you know? But one of the most rewarding things that I get with what I do is I have a lot of people coming up to me and saying, you know what? I don't know what you're doing, but I am falling more in love with myself after looking at what you produce. And I'm not doing any editing magic, but it's really the way I see you. I have done one thing that you guys will never be able to do. And I can physically see you as people, as heroes, as women, as mothers, because you can only see reflections. You can only see a TV, but I can see the beauty from the outside, as well as all of you have things to help the beauty on the inside, as well as the confidence. That is something that I'm able to do. So X Capture that is willing to work with anybody that's willing to work with me.
Look, I just want to say, we said confidence. Ready. That's in your affirmation.
Yes.
It's been in everyone's.
It is. Building confidence through healthcare, health, wealth, inside and out. And so I love that when you are able to capture those moments of in time. And a lot of times we forget about things, but you know the saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words. A lot of times you see that and it takes you back to a moment in time where you were like, oh my God, we had such an amazing time.
Definitely.
And you need that memory.
Captured that. That's it's just so amazing. So can you all see how with this group, everyone is all connected? We don't know each other, but coming together today on this podcast, every one of your backgrounds is connected. We all need something that each one of you have that brings out the best of us. So again, I just really wanted to, one of the things about Good Vibes, it is what it says. It's good vibes. When you come on the show, I know a lot of times you're nervous because you don't know what to expect, but it really is just a conversation between people getting to know each other and having positive affirmations, having a way to build each other up, celebrate each other, because a lot of times we don't celebrate ourselves enough.
Right.
And we don't celebrate our accomplishments. You've done so much.
We don't celebrate each other.
No, fact.
Enough.
Fact.
Yes. And we need to do that. We need to do that. We need to bring that out in the community, and we need to make that a movement of celebrating each other, each other's journeys, each other's story, and the things that we've gone through. Now, listening to each one of your stories, we all had some trials in there, some tribulations that we had to get through, right? It wasn't an easy journey. So as an entrepreneur, let's kind of talk about that and dive into that as well, because a lot of people think it's just easy. Like anyone can be an entrepreneur. We can just go out and start a business.
Oh, cool.
Listen,
It is not.
It is not.
It's a marathon.
Because every day what you're doing is you're betting on you.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
When no one else is betting on you, you're betting on you. You're getting up in the morning. You're setting those calendars. You're holding yourself accountable. You know, we're not punching a time clock. It's something that you do because it's your passion.
Exactly.
But let's talk a little bit about some of the struggles and the challenges that we've gone through. I know both of you had mentioned at one point that you had went through a stage where you were homeless. That's the journey. Y'all want to talk about it? Want to talk about some of the... Listen,
Right.
I want our viewers to know that it's not easy. But on the other side of things is this beautiful collaboration that we've done today, and your products speak for itself. Okay,
Yeah.
so I want our viewers to know that. Let's go through some of the tough things that we've gone through, and that has gotten us to where we are today. So how homelessness, like that's not something that you just say light. That just is
It's homelessness for me. It's happened a couple of times. The very first time I was, how old was I? 26. My son was like 26, 27. My son was 2 years old. And I was living with my mother at the time. Mind you, you know, I'd never lived with my mother before up until I became an adult. So there was a lot of bumping heads and, you know, strong personalities, things like that. And that just did not work out. So she said, you need to go. And that was really hard for me because I didn't have many options. And the options that I did have, I did not want my child in those environments. So, you know, I know what it feels like to drive around in your car for weeks with stuff piled up in your car. And, you know, I couldn't even do Lyft or DoorDash or, you know, Postmates at the time because I have all this stuff in my car. So being at the time an independent contractor, that gave me the freedom to set my own schedule and make the money that I needed to make to take care of my child. And a person that actually ended up housing us was a complete stranger that I had met at church months prior to, you know, even knowing that I would be homeless. So, you know, that positioned me. God just had me. He had my face to the ground, like
But
to
he
the
kept you.
yes, and he kept me, and it really is by His grace that I'm even here right now. So I'm just really grateful. I'm grateful for the struggles, the hardships, because it made me a stronger woman. It made me a stronger mother, and you know, there's a lot of things that happened that I now reflect on that I'm no longer willing to settle for. So just to kind of, you know, piggyback off of one of your affirmations, when I was 17, I actually got tattooed in Arabic, "Beauty's in the eye of the beholder." And so I told myself, you know, no matter what I go through, I'm going to always make sure I look good. Like, you will not be able to tell what I'm even currently going through unless I tell you what's going on. So I take, you know, my physical appearance extremely serious. One thing my mother did share with me, she said, no matter what, you always leave the house looking presentable. Always. You don't have to have a full face of makeup on. You don't have to, you know, have the most expensive clothing, but you don't go outside with pajamas and hair scarves, and you will not catch me outside like bonnets. You will not catch cachet outside like that. Absolutely not. So, you know, I'll put on leggings and a tank top before I put on pajama pants and a hoodie. Like, that's just not happening.
Right.
So, you know, although I do cook for a living, that's, you know, fashion has always been a thing for me. So I want to look good. I want to feel good, even though I'm going through the struggle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's so amazing that you said that, because on a previous show, one of the things that I really hit home with me was about how we go through these struggles. But a key thing to me was that we don't have to look like what we've been through.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next part of that is we don't have to act like what we've been through.
Right.
We could take all of that negativity and we could be angry and we could be walking around with a chip on our shoulders, but we choose not to. We choose to be thankful for our experiences, good, bad, or indifferent. It helps shape you to who you are today. It helped give you courage to step out on faith and start your products. And we just are grateful for it. Like, and I love the fact that you said that. You beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Go out every day, make every day a conscious effort to put your best foot forward.
Right.
So I love it. Miss Stephanie.
Well, I'm kind of like you as far as being homeless more than once, but I think for the most part, probably after my divorce, that's what really fueled that pressure in me to become that polished pearl. It was, I didn't, have to be the one to be in the car with my children or anything like that. My best friend, she came through and she opened up her home to us, and we were there probably about 10, 12 months, almost a year. So it's about 10 of us in a 2-bedroom home, and it got to the point where I was just feeling so down. I didn't want to impose, but she took it upon herself to open up her doors. She said, "Don't worry about it. Save your money." Like it was a beautiful thing. It was just an eye opener. From then on, after that, I've started the company back up. I've kept a home, got me a new car, a new truck. But for the most part, that just really fueled me to really be that boss and keep it pushing for my children.
Yeah.
And it's funny that y'all were talking about confidence as well, because my tagline is "Enjoy your confidence." So
Enjoy.
Yes.
You gotta enjoy.
Come on,
it.
alignment.
Yes.
We are aligning.
Yes.
We're aligning. That's amazing. So a little bit about me. So I know as a host, I'm talking about, you guys' story. And I rarely share any stories like about me. But one of the main reasons why I started my podcast back in 2020 was because during the height of COVID, when we were, self-isolating, where we had to stay inside, that was a turning point for me in my life because I wasn't a social butterfly, so to speak, but I enjoyed getting out. I was one of those people that took pride in, going to networking events and getting out and meeting people and, doing things like that. So when COVID hit, it was a depressing time for a lot of us because we couldn't get out and see people. We couldn't get out into the world. So gained weight. I was extremely depressed during that time. And I decided that I was going to use podcasting, which was audio at the time, as a way of outlet to kind of journal my thoughts. But to let people know that, even though we were going through some dark times then, that God was in everything and that He would bring us through this. And we made it through. And then I would walk. So that was another thing that helped me during that time with my depression was walking. I walked every day for miles. I would just walk.
Wow.
And I enjoyed it. And I lost weight, came out of that on the other side as so many people did. But a lot of people didn't make it through it. The suicide rate was extremely high during that time because people need people.
Yeah, we do.
You need, even though we want to self-isolate and we want to recluse in the house and just stay away from people, you need people. You need friends. You need a support system that's in your life that's going to help you and guide you through different things.
Right.
And be there to laugh with you, cry with you, drink with you, whatever it may be. So that was a dark time for me. So I started the podcast and I wanted people to see good in everything. One of the topics I had talked about, I remember back then, was to stop and smell the roses. I was walking and it was springtime and flowers were out in bloom. And I'm like, you know what? We got to stop and smell the roses and know that there's beauty all around us, even in dark times. Through everything. Mm-hmm. So that's a little bit about me and my little things that I went through in the past.
Well, thank God for Zoom and Teams.
Yeah.
That's what we had. That's what we had during COVID. That's what our family did. We did Zoom chats every Friday, and it was themed.
Okay.
Wow.
So everyone had, because Amazon was popping.
Yeah.
So that's what we did during COVID. We definitely had Zoom calls every Friday, 7 p.m. And it was themed. We had masquerade. We had jams. We had yoga.
Right.
Yeah.
We can do that now.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't miss that. I miss it, but I don't.
Right.
I mean, I like to get out too. I'm a people's
like to be
person.
outdoors.
I do like to
just a little bit.
I love my bed.
Yes.
I love my bed.
So do y'all keep it going now?
No, we don't keep it going now, but all of my family's here. So we're spread out, but we're here.
Okay.
So every now and then we get together. We were just together last weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, we did rooftop.
Oh, nice.
That's
So, yeah.
nice.
Love it.
Yeah,
I
it was
love that.
nice. Yeah. So we, family's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But in business, it's a little different.
It is. Ooh.
Let me drink on that. Drink some.
Right.
Okay, wait a minute. It is because we want to talk. We want to talk about how we started our businesses, right, and what got us going into it. And I remember a friend saying, "Your family is always going to be there, but they're not going to be your clientele.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Your family is always going to support you, but they're not going to be your clientele."
Exactly.
So, thank God for family, but when it comes to business, there's a little thick line there.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Where you have to draw and remember that just because you have something they're going to support you. But support comes in many different ways as well. Come on, because listen, I could talk.
Come on.
But support comes in many different ways.
Right.
So support doesn't have to be buying something from you or taking pictures or buying a meal if you meal prep, by the way. Just want to know. But, it comes in many different ways. Social media, networking, word of mouth.
Right.
I've met some individuals. Word of mouth. I can't complain. So it's not someone buying a product from me, but it's my name is in rooms that I haven't stepped in yet. So definitely shout out to family, but they are not.
With my family, I will say they will share. Posting me all 24/7. So I love that.
Yeah.
But you do have some of them family members that's like, oh, girl, okay.
Yeah.
It's, oh, your little business. All right.
Big business. Right.
Right. Big. You like
business.
Little wear. Right.
Right. Yeah, definitely. That was something I learned early on. I got support from my family. I received a lot. Actually, my first orders were from my family.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, of course, I had to put myself out there.
Yeah.
I had to network. I had to do pop-ups, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had to make friends. And I have vendor sisters right now to this day.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, definitely. I don't know. Y'all do markets? I just want to know. Do y'all do pop-ups?
I need some more information because that's where I'm trying to pop up. I've been doing pop-ups, but at events. So
yeah, okay, definitely. I mean, of course, that's what we're here for, networking. But I did a lot of pop-ups. So, and I'm just gonna go ahead and shout her out. Manifest Your Purpose, because she's someone that I talk about a lot. She's actually been starred on Channel 8, I believe, or 5.
Oh, okay.
She's a part of the Potter's House. Like she has a lot, and so I've always supported her because she is for businesses,
girl.
And she's a girl's girl, and she's for Black owned businesses.
Oh, I love it.
So she's always going to make sure that we are okay, that there's something. If there's someone in the room that we need to meet, she's gonna hand it over. So I've definitely, for sure.
Oh, that's amazing. Awesome. So guys, what we're going to do now, we are going to do a quick commercial break. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Hey guys, I'm back. And as always on the Good Vibes podcast, I would like to shout out to my daughter and do a wonderful commercial break for my 10-year-old daughter, who is soon to be 11 next week, Maya. And she is the owner and CEO of Maya's Accessories, where she makes custom beaded bracelets. You can find her at mayaaccessories.fashion. So check her out at mayaaccessory.fashion and support my 10-year-old, soon to be 11-year-old entrepreneur. Thank you.
Come on.